Thursday night, big massive game in Europe. We all watched the game, 4-3 away. Fantastic game of football if you're a neutral. But Wilf, bringing Antwerp back to Ibrox, I suppose, really, are you confident?
Absolutely. I mean, I wasn't very impressed with Antwerp, to be honest. I mean, they're decent, but they're no more than decent. I mean, we've played better sides than them in Europe and beat them. They're going to have to come to Ibrox and beat us by 2 goals. That isn't going to happen. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, as long as if we score, we're through. Because if we score 1, they need 3, and they're not going to do that. They're just simply not going to do that. I'm also kind of the mindset that in 2-legged cup ties, if one game's ridiculously exciting and good for the neutral, the second game's usually a lot of shite. You know, so I'm expecting Thursday to be fairly mundane, not nearly as exciting as last week was, and I expect us we'll possibly win by a couple of goals. They might nick one along the way somewhere, but no, I'm very, very confident we'll be in the half.
Scott?
Is it still a hat to use?
No, it's balls, isn't it? It's these fancy fucking balls that obviously.
Balls and goldfish balls.
Balls and goldfish balls. Scott, are you? Manscaped, you're damn right. The cleanest, freshest smelling balls you can find anywhere. Scott, are you just as confident as well?
Okay, listen, that game on Thursday night was just insane. You know, I think we'll want to play a nice, dull, boring, get a result, win by a couple of goals, try not to concede. I think also reduce the number of chances we're giving away, because I think that is something. I think Neil McCann touched on it in his post-match. You know, certainly McGregor's had a heck of a lot more saves to make over the last 46 weeks. I think you'll potentially get Arfield back in the middle of the park. I think Arfield, Davis, and Kamara will probably be a 3 in the middle of the park. You know, I think that'll be fairly solid, and I think the strongest that we've got available. Probably Aribo will play more advanced with Kent and Morelos. You know, but 4 away goals. You know, but as Will says, we're not going to throw that away, and we'll take anybody in the draw for the last 16.
Was there anything, Greg, for Antwerp that you've seen, you think to yourself, well, if we're not quite on it, they can punish us with this? Or because I mean, what was spoke before the game was that they were missing quite a few key players, I think. But then again, I don't know if that was just the Scottish media trying to be as negative as they possibly can. But was there anything you've seen for Antwerp that you thought, right, we better watch?
Not overly, no. I wasn't too impressed with them. I thought Rangers actually dictated a lot of the play, especially second half. I think it was more through kind of Rangers individual kind of errors and stuff that kind of led to their goals. I think the only Scott was saying would be there's the kind of amount of chances we're giving away, especially through the middle. Like Dundee United get through a couple of times through the middle of defence, and Antwerp's goal came for that as well. It was just kind of straight balls through the middle. So I think if we can just kind of tighten up in that area. I heard a comment for their manager. I think he was kind of rambling on. He was saying that Antwerp could have beat Rangers with a good couple of goals and stuff like that. I think he was watching a different game, but no, we've played better teams like Feyenoord and Porto and stuff are far better opposition, and Rangers have matched them and won. So there's nothing really to concern me. I think if we can just see the game through, maybe get 1 goal, that will be enough. But no, I don't think Antwerp were any more than average, really.
Yeah, I think, Martin, you were saying there are a few players out. I think their main striker, he was suspended, so he's back. But from what I've read and heard about him, he's apparently their version of Morelos, in that he can be a bit flaky if you noise him up. So I've got a feeling they might sort of throw high balls into him and see how he gets on. So as long as the centre backs are up for it and kind of noise him up a bit, I mean, it might work to their advantage. But they're also going to be missing the boy that got sent off. He was suspended anyway, but I think they'll miss him because he's like their muscle at the back, so he's not going to be there. So I mean, they will be a slightly different team, I think, but as I said, I don't think they'll be there'll be anything to worry about, to be honest.
Is there any chance then, Scott, of the Rangers players maybe taking their eye off the ball, thinking the job's done?
No, I don't think the manager would allow that. He'll want us to be professional. I think the one thing is they were pretty ropey at the back. I don't know what goalkeeper they're going to have between the sticks, but I think we'll get plenty of chances, and I think this is an opportunity for Morelos to bag another couple of European goals, because he thoroughly deserved it on Thursday night, and it never came for him. But I think he'll get plenty of chances, and to be honest, Europe is when I think Morelos his level goes up even further. So I think he'll be the man that'll make sure we're in the draw on Friday.
Yeah, there's also the thing that's just struck me as well, that they'll probably just be told to go out and empty it because we don't have a game at the weekend. So it's 6 days after that to the next game. So I mean, they don't have to hold back on it. They can just go and put the game away early.
That's very true. Actually, I keep forgetting that, and running a podcast and trying to do schedules, you probably should know when Rangers are playing. Greg, so just on the complacency thing, absolutely 100% no complacency for you. There's no way that Rangers will take this team lightly on Thursday.
Sorry, Martin, am I allowed to tell you there's been a goal at Ross County?
It depends on who it's for.
It's for Ross County.
Lovely.
I wish we were doing this podcast live.
Sorry, I know I should be concentrating, but I've had to keep an eye on it.
Oh, Ross County 1, Celtic 0. Greg, will Rangers take Antwerp lightly on Thursday? You can
No, I don't think so. No, I think the way Rangers have been set up and playing all season, Gerrard and the McAllister, Michael Beale, just get them going for the word go and just make sure that they're professional, get there and just playing the 90 minutes as if they're trying to win the game, which is that's just been the basis of Rangers all season. And I think Gerrard wouldn't allow it, and he would be annoyed because they always focus on the game management and the kind of performance levels. So even though we're looking at kind of results and getting through, they'll look at all the wee kind of aspects of games. So they'll be hoping that the players are up for it, and I'm sure they will be, to get us over the line. So no complacency. I think we'll actually win by a couple of goals and get through to the next round, and hopefully any team will fear us in the next round, so it'll be good.
You've already kind of mentioned it, Scott, but the lineup, are we just expecting a kind of, I say strongest lineup, I don't really know if that's fair, just because of the amount of quality players that we've got, but are you just expecting what we would probably all guess would be the lineup on Thursday?
To be honest with you, I think back five will be as it started today. Middle of the park, Arfield will come in, Davis and Kamara, I think, will be the three. And I think Aribo, Kent and Morelos, I think that will be so Hadji will miss out, but I think Aribo's performance today, you can't possibly be leaving him out midweek, and I think it's not a game to give players opportunities, your Simpsons and Wrights and boys like that. It's the strongest possible starting 11 that we've got just now. Go out, win the game, and enjoy a couple of days break before we obviously travel to Livingston the week after.
I'm sorry, I just need to explain in case I do clip this up and put it on YouTube. I'm constantly checking the score now. Thanks very much, Scott. But Wilf, do you disagree with that assessment then, or do you think there's maybe unfair a wee bit on Hadji, who I thought had a quite good game today? But do you kind of go along with that same team?
No, I agree with both. I think Hadji did have a decent game today, but no, I think I would expect that to be the starting lineup. Which probably means it won't be, because what I expect is never what we actually get. So yeah, I'd be quite surprised.
To be fair, Wilf, I think I've got one right this season, but if I don't get this one right, then I'll be very, very surprised.
Yeah, I think you've nailed that one, to be honest. I just, because Hadji's been quite effective frequently coming off the bench. You know, if we need them, if we need them to do that. So no, I expect that to be the team.
Greg, any arguments to what Scott and Wilf have said?
No, I think that will be the team as well. I think the Aribo's performance today and stuff, there's no way you can drop him. But in Europe as well, with Hadji, I think he's had a great season so far. He's assisting goals and stuff. So a player like that to come off the bench in Europe is great to have that option as well. If you're needing somebody to kind of create that wee bit of magic. But no, I think Scott's got it spot on with that team there. I think that will definitely be the starting 11. Yep.
Well, there you go. And just finally then, we come to what I'm going to rename Wilf's predictions. So Wilf, you never get to go first. So give me a prediction for Thursday. Antwerp 0, Rangers.
I never get to go first when you're leading the pod. Derek always makes me go first.
I don't watch them.
It'll be no. Go for 2-0.
2-0. First goal scorer?
Morelos.
Fair enough. Scott?
Ryan Kent, first goal scorer, and 3-0 to Rangers.
Nice. Greg?
I think we'll win 1-0 in Arfield.
Arfield, that's a good shout. That is a good shout. I suppose really the question is, who do we get in the final? But anyways, we'll leave that for another podcast.
You
Well,
know,
Scott, Greg,
see if we win the Europa League. Do you know where the Super Cup final is? Belfast.
You're joking.
Belfast in August. Could you imagine?
How can they have a Super Cup final at Windsor? It holds about 18,000.
20,000. Somebody told me Thursday night, and I checked it, and it's certainly showing Thursday, 12th of August or something it is. So get your annual leave book.
That would be absolute carnage, by the way. That would be carnage. But they would have to move it if we just won it, wouldn't they?